Cricket, our national treasure? Or dying irrelevance? Bodyline, tactical genius? Or national disgrace? The 100, inspired innovation? Or misguided mistake? Join the cricket conversation with a subscription to the Cricketer magazine.
Cricket's back.
Cricket's back.
Cricket's back.
Cricket's back.
Cricket's back.
Cricket is back.
It's Sunday evening. We're all in quarantine. But that doesn't matter because there's plenty of live cricket action to look forward to from thecricketer.com. The Quarantine Cup, Game 10, coming to you live. Hampshire against Gloucestershire, two of the front runners in the competition so far. For Hampshire, Mason Crane has won 2 out of 2. He began with that victory over Northamptonshire by 2 wickets on the second day of the tournament and followed up with that with a 23-run win over Essex on the 17th of April. So he goes into this game against Gloucestershire on He plays in George Hankins, a competitor who looked to have plenty about him on the PS4 when he got his campaign off to a sound start with a 3-wicket win over Nottinghamshire, his good friend Tom Moores. The 23-year-old's an active gamer, but only at weekends, he says. Just as well, this is on a Sunday. A lack of experience on Cricket 19 doesn't seem to have caused him too many problems so far. OK, almost time for the action. Before we go there, however, let's take a look at the table. And the standings in Group 1 show Hampshire top, Gloucestershire with 2 points just behind. Who's going to win? Over to your commentators, Daniel Norcross and Henry Moran.
Well, hello and welcome to another game in the Quarantine Cup. This is Henry Moran on a sunny day at the Ageas Bowl. We've got a Group 1 match for you today. Hampshire with leg spinner Mason Crane at the controls taking on Gloucestershire and their power-hitting batsman George Hankins. Mason, well, he's won 2 from 2 so far for Hampshire. George looked in excellent touch, meanwhile, for Gloucestershire in his win against Tom Moores, who's representing Notts. With me for this one is Test Match Specials Daniel Norcross. More from Daniel in a moment, but first it's time for the toss. James Vince and George Hankins in the middle. The coin goes up. Where will it land? It's won by Hampshire, the toss. The two captains shake hands. And what will the decision be? Well, Hampshire have elected to have a bowl first. Confidence from Mason Crane that he'll be able to chase down whatever total Hankins can put on the board for Gloucestershire. Daniel, the two teams, we've had a little look at the team selections and a few little question marks perhaps over the squads that we see before us.
Massive question marks, Henry. Tom Alsop has been left out. Hampshire have gone in with 6 bowlers and they can only bowl 5 of them. It's a 5-over game. So one of Crane, Abbott, Lyon, Edwards, Afridi and Dawson will have to be left out. Leaving out Alsop seems a strange move to me.
Here comes the first ball of the game then. It's going to be Carl Abbott, the South African, roaring into bowl. And this is hit hard into the offside. It's well stopped at backward point, but they'll get through for a single to get the scoreboard moving. Gloucestershire won without loss at the Ageas Bowl.
That is absolutely terrific running as well, isn't it, from Hammond? I'm really looking forward to seeing Hammond, his breakthrough star of the last couple of years. Left-hander, of course, likes to use the offside frequently, and Abbott is already going to try and cramp that shot by coming round the wicket. I like this move.
And this is strong tactical play early from Mason Crane at the controls. As this is hit down the ground. What a smash into the atmosphere that is. Down the ground, over the fielder in the deep. Is that going to be 4 or 6? We'll wait for the umpire's signal. I think it's just the 4 runs, but what a connection and what intent already from Miles Hammond.
Fantastic shot. Got to be a little bit concerned about where Long Off is standing out there. He's kind of in no man's land, and that sailed over his head for a 1-bounce 4. Had he been just on the line there, that could have been a wicket. But take nothing away from Hammond, he's looking in terrific touch.
And that's the thing about 5-over cricket. There is no time to set yourself. It is go from the off and get as many runs as you can, because this game just so short. Here comes Kyle Abbott, bowling the 3rd ball of his only over to Hammond, who is swinging, missing, and it goes through to the gloves of McManus, tumbling away to his left. And it is signalled wide by the umpire, who takes a little bit of a clattering from Abbott on his way through.
A little bit of movement there I detected from Abbott, but now he's gone straight over the wicket, changing his line again.
Next delivery from Abbott. Now it's full and it's swinging down the leg side. What will that be signalled by the umpire? And these shorter games, obviously your margin for error is less, but the umpire decides, no, that delivery is okay, and so no wide signal.
Swung a mile, Henry. That swung a mile. There's something in the atmosphere today.
It's like James Anderson at Trent Bridge with a red ball. This is full again, a big drive, but comes off the pad. And they'll run through for, what, 1, possibly 2. I think it'll be signalled leg buys. We'll wait for the umpire's signal. It is 2 onto the total to make it 8 without loss. And indeed, the umpire pats his leg and says leg buys added to the score.
Fantastically lazy fielding from backward point there. I'm not quite sure who that is out there. It could be Nathan Lyon, but he did not move a muscle.
Wasn't having any of it. Here comes Abbott over the wicket to bowl to the left-handed Hammond, who hammers it away. That's a good connection out to the deep fielder there, though. Oh, it's put down. Disastrous fielding. Mason Crane at the controls. And what an opportunity that has been missed. 2 runs taken as well. And how do you legislate for that, Daniel?
Oh, that is an absolute calamity, and you can't be dropping Miles Hammond this early on in the innings. Remember, 5 out, all out. What a difference that could have made, and he's in great touch. He's timing the ball well. How much Abbott wanted that wicket there and then.
10 without loss is the score. Hammond waiting. Will he punish that drop? Well, over the top it goes, over extra cover. What a connection. And that's going to be more runs onto the total. 6 of them as well. 116 yards it goes. And the over concludes in the grand manner. And that drop, how costly could it be? Hammond, what a shot to conclude the over.
16 off that first over, and now Nathan Lyon into the attack. And man, don't forget, it was taken for 5 sixes in an over by David Willey in a practice match a couple of years ago. 5-over cricket might not really be his bag.
Here comes Lyon wide, slip in place. It's Hankins on strike himself, working the ball into the leg side, and that'll be probably just the 1 run. Yep, the throw comes in from square leg, and it is a single taken. 17 without loss is the score. George Hankins, who plays computer games, and is somebody that knows what to do with a controller in his hand, and actually owns this game. So we expect big things from a man representing Gloucestershire. Nathan Lyon coming round the wicket to bowl to Miles Hammond on 12, who's waiting, launching. That goes into the leg side. No protection in the deep at deep mid-wicket. And quite frankly, even if there was a fielder there, no good, because it's gone over the ropes for 6. 6 more runs onto the total, 23 without loss. And Hammond's having fun at the Aegeus.
That's right in his arc, isn't it? It's in the slot. It's where Willie took Lyon. Not quite downtown, more over deep mid-wicket. But he's got to be a bit worried here as Nathan Lyon. What little hair he's got, he may be losing more of. Bowling Gary, not so much.
Hammond on strike on 18, 23 without loss. It's a little bit shorter, driven along the ground this time. Well stopped by Vincent. The covers, throw comes in. If that had been a direct hit, there was trouble. It wasn't. And McManus demolished the front, but no good because a single is taken. And that's good sharp running.
Well, I've got to say, Hankins may not be great shakes with the bat, but he can run between the wickets, this lad.
Hankins on strike, big swing, misses, and there's a little bit of confusion, and you have to say the keeper probably should have collected that himself, and it allows him through for a single, and it is 25 without loss. Leg by signalled by the umpire.
Lewis McManus, his mind was elsewhere. He's more like Alan McManus than Lewis McManus there, I've got to say.
I'm trying to think of other celebrity McManuses. Mick McManus, the wrestler, possibly?
Yeah, oh, definitely. And the singer, of course, the woman singer.
Michelle. Here comes Nathan Lyon. This is full, this is punished. Down the ground it goes from Hammond. That's going to be 6 more. Another fine connection. That could be the biggest of the lot. Into the crowd it goes. 129 yards worth of runs. And there's a little wave from Hammond. What a shot that is, Daniel.
Absolutely beautiful, but again in the slot, Lyon, he's just getting his length wrong. You can see why they go for Zampa and Ashton Agard, Australia, over Nathan Lyon. I've got to wonder quite what Hampshire selection's doing here. They've got 6 bowlers and they're still using Nathan Lyon. I'm baffled.
Well, he's not on the side for his batting, surely. 31 without loss. This is on leg stump, fielding. Worked into the leg side, and that's going to be 4 more. Clipped away over mid-wicket, 1 bounce, 4. The over concludes with a boundary. It's 35 without loss.
19 off that over. Decent variation of pace from Lyon, but he had no guile whatsoever. It was straight, but most of the time just playing into the arc of Hammond. Hankins still playing, you'd have to say, second fiddle here. He's been there a while now, just picked up a couple of runs, but if he can get Hammond back on strike, he'd be delighted. And look who's on into the attack. It's the man with the controls, Mason Crane.
I like this from Crane, showing confidence in his own ability. Will he be able to make the breakthrough? So important in 5-over cricket. Take those wickets, stem the flow of runs, and perhaps even if you can take 5, end the innings there and then. 35 without loss. This is short. Hammered away. Poor delivery first off. Out to the deep it goes. Fielder underneath it, perhaps. No. Clears it, and that's going to be 6. 108 yards it goes. 6 signalled by the umpire. And a loose delivery from Crane first up.
Well, he won't be too pleased with that, will he? I mean, it was a little bit short for that shot, but somehow the power in Hankins' forearms, wrist, hips, the lot. He's just put everything into that, and that's gone flying into the crowd.
Well, the first boundary for Hankins, make him feel a bit better. 8 from 4 for him. It's Hammond that's stealing the show. Hankins, how will he follow this next delivery? A little shuffle. Then the attempted switch hit, missed. Through to the keeper it goes. And had that been left alone and played conventional, that would have been signalled a wide. As it is, a valuable dot ball.
Yeah, I think you've got to be careful with the switch hit in Cricket 19. I've not yet seen it come off, I've got to say, throughout this tournament.
Hankins on strike, waiting. This time playing a little more conventionally. Up in the air it goes. Fielder, there'd been one waiting inside the circle at mid-on. There could have been trouble. As it is, they'll get through for 1. 42 without loss to bring Hammond back on strike.
Just a little chip. That's all he's doing here, Hankins. He's just trying to get Hammond back on strike, who is looking in absolutely imperious touch. 29 off 9. Gloucestershire yet to lose a wicket. What are we, exactly halfway through? None for 42. What a start.
Next delivery, hit in the air. Fielder converging upon it. Could be a chance. Dropped again. Disaster in the field. And Mason Crane, well, off his own bowling, the fielding is very, very poor. 2 devastating drops.
You know who that is? It's Shaheen Afridi out there. Now he'd better be bowling an over, because if he's in this side for his fielding, well, that is a poor selection. That's gone straight to him. He barely had to move a muscle. As it was, he moved all the wrong muscles, and it's just bounced straight off the palm of his hands. His disconsolate there. He's just stood there. I can't believe what's happened. The ball's landed about 2 yards behind him. They've got through for a couple of runs.
Hammond on strike, 44 without loss. There's a switch hit. That's in the air. That's caught. Nathan Lyon with the catch at mid-wicket. Celebrations for Lyon. Celebrations for Hampshire. And Mason Crane himself has made the breakthrough. And how valuable that is as well, as a mulleted Sam Northeast enjoys the celebrations.
Yeah, well, Hammond's going to be furious with himself there. There was a half-century on the cards, and they're rare in Cricket 19 and in 5-over format. And he's just chipped it. He's gone with the reverse hit. He's just chipped it easy as you like to Nathan Lyon. What I will say, though, is incredible running from Hankins. He has managed to cross there, so he will be on strike for the next delivery. How he's got there, I do not know. Possibility of a mankad may have been missed by Mason Crane. I wonder how much he'll rue that.
That is an interesting decision, Daniel. Chideshwar Pujara has come out to bat. Not a man you associate with quick scoring and limited overs cricket, perhaps, but Hankins has faith.
Absolutely not.
Hankins on strike, short delivery, hit into the leg side, meaty blow, out to the deep for 6. It was 2 leg side-ish, and it's been punished. 50 up for Gloucestershire, 50 for 1 is the score.
Absolutely fantastic shot from Hankins. He knows he's going to take over. Now that Hammond's back in the hutch, it's down to him. Sheikh Pujara, interesting choice. I'm not sure how much he's going to like running with Hankins. He's not really known for his fleetness of foot, isn't Shane?
Pajara, first delivery he faces, hitting the ball in the air, could be a chance of a catch, it is! James Vince with the catch in the covers. Celebrations from the Hampshire captain, and Liam Dawson, the World Cup winner of course, takes a wicket with his very first ball.
Well, this is turning the game around here, isn't it? A couple of wickets in the last 3 balls. And Pajara, well, we thought it was an unusual selection. He's gone to drive that. It's just held back on him a touch. He's just looped an easy catch to James Vince, who flings it in the air with true delight. Those eyes may be slightly melty some of the time, James Vince, but there they lit up with glee and anticipation. 2 down, 50 for 2. I'd still say, though, Gloucestershire well ahead of the run rate as James Bracey, very talented young batsman. I know they rate him a lot at Gloucestershire. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in an England shirt. Already had a Lions call up. So this is a really good chance to impress selectors.
And the left-hander waits for Liam Dawson, who's in now. Chipped away again, could be another chance of a catch. Is another catch, and 2 in 2. This game turning on its head after the electric start from Gloucestershire. Suddenly, Liam Dawson strikes with 2 quick wickets. And this game is back in the balance. And what a recovery this has been from Mason Crane at the controls. 2 good catches after the earlier drops. And this is suddenly much more alive at the Ageas Bowl.
This is how quickly Cricket 19 5-over Quarantine Cup cricket can change. They were cruising moments ago, Gloucestershire, and now, well, they lost another couple of quick wickets. They'll be all out. You still fancy they're about 10 or 15 runs short of an imposing total, but this I like. I like the sight of Benny Howell striding to the crease. A man for all situations.
Hat-trick ball, Liam Dawson moving in. They carefully along the ground. That's nicely timed. That's going to run away to the boundary as well in the leg side. Win the race, it does. 54 for 3, and what a recovery that is. All along the ground, safe shot. And Benny Howell is up and running immediately.
Look at the wrists on that. Bottom hand, yes, but he's an unconventional player at the best of times, Benny Howell. What a shot that is. He's found the gap through mid-wicket, all along the ground. His first ball, you've got to say, he's looking in good nick.
Howell driving along the floor again. That's a good stop at cover point. Northeast diving to his right. But that looked for all the world like it was racing to the ropes.
Yeah, saved 3 there. Good running as well, again from Hankins. I don't know if he set the controls to give him Usain Bolt-style speed, because he really is motoring between the wickets. Not much is coming off the bat, but plenty is coming off the soles of his feet.
Liam Dawson moving in again. 5th ball of his over. Hankins on strike. It's very full. It's defended. There won't be a run there. But it's a dot ball for Liam Dawson, who, of course, has won as many World Cups as Sachin Tendulkar.
That's a very good point, that. One that I hadn't even considered.
Dawson moving in again. Very full. Clipped away off the pads. Out towards deep backward square. Fielder collects cleanly. Throws in. And a single will be taken at the end of the over to leave the score at 56 for 3 after 4. 1 over left for Gloucestershire to try and muster a match-winning total.
Decent over that from Dawson. Always attacking the stumps. Picks up a couple of wickets. Just gone for the 6 runs. I'll be fairly happy with that for Mason Crane. Now, who's he going to choose his last bowler? Fidel Edwards. So, that's answered our question. Shaheen Afridi has been selected in this side as a specialist fielder over the greater batting potential of Tom Alsop. I wonder what that tells us about what's going on in the camp.
Well, certainly questions there. As Edwards is in, slingy action, hammered into the leg side, good connection out towards the fielder at deep mid-wicket. Throw comes in, a little bit of a mix-up, but they do get back safely. And it is just the 1 run to start the over. So Fidel Edwards with this awkward action, immediately causing just a few problems, not quite timed perfectly there from the controls of George Hankins.
It's quite a stellar overseas lineup, this Hampshire side, isn't it? We'll come back to it after this ball.
Edwards moving into bowl to Benny Howell. Down the leg side it goes, but will that be signalled by the umpire? Surely a wide, you would have thought it is. The umpire stretches those arms out, and 1 more to the total, 58 for 3.
The Afridi, Edwards, Lyon, Abbott, Rousseau.
58 for 3. This is a better looking delivery, but that's a better looking shot. Down the ground it goes, and that's going to be 6. Over that fielder that wasn't far from it, but Fidel Edwards just over pitching the delivery. And the wide is followed with a 6. And that's exactly what Gloucestershire needed in this final over.
I'm quite surprised we haven't seen more short stuff from Fidel Edwards, especially in the Ageas Bowl. You've got very wide boundaries, both square of the wicket. Not so much these full deliveries from Edwards, and he's getting punished for that. Yeah, I think he's going to have to just ease that length back a touch.
Looking at the replay, I think that could have been an opportunity for the man at long off, but it is 6, 64 for 3, 4 balls left of the innings. In comes Edwards, that's a little bit shorter, clipped away, in the air, out to the deep field and drops the catch. Another chance put down. Time and again in this innings, we've seen opportunities missed in the deep. The short catching's been pretty good, but out in the deep, with time to think about it, another catch goes down, 66 for 3.
Well, it shouldn't be that hard, should it? It's a beautiful blue sky, white ball, in the air for quite a while. Stands are fairly low here at the Aegeus, but maybe that just came through a little bit flatter for him, but he'll be absolutely furious with Fidel Edwards. The fielders have not helped out the bowlers at all, and Gloucestershire 66, you feel they're running away with this at the moment.
3 balls left of the innings. In comes Fidel Edwards. It's very full, and that's a good delivery. Just a hint of swing goes through to the keeper, and a valuable dot with 2 balls left in the innings.
That is a terrific reply from Fidel Edwards, and that's just shaping away from the attempted drive from Howe. And I think we're going to need a couple more of those to finish off this innings.
Will it be full once again from Edwards? Very full, and that's a good delivery. Will that be signalled wide? One that sort of line was earlier in the over, but this time I think he might have got away with it. Yeah, dot ball, 2 dots.
Well, he's moving around all over his crease, isn't he, at the moment, Howe, and he's got quite a long way outside the off stump. I think the umpire's given Edwards a benefit of the doubt there.
Final ball of the innings. Here comes Fidel Edwards. 66 for 3 is the score. Same delivery. Will it be the same outcome? A dot? I think it will, yep. 3 dots to finish the innings. And real credit to Mason Crane at the controls for Hampshire, reining them in at the end. But George Hankins, himself unbeaten on 17, strides off in his virtual form alongside Benny Howe with a total of 66 for 3. No doubt about it, Hammond stealing the show with his 31 from 11. Those 2 first ballers in there, Shea Pujara and James Bracey. But you have to say, Daniel, 67 as a target in 5 overs. That looks an imposing total.
Well, it is. They're going to have to get off to a terrific start, aren't they, Hampshire, to stand a chance here. A couple of things to note. I like the way Hankins anchored that innings. He had a touch of Sunil Gavaskar in the 1975 World Cup. Miles Hammond looks every inch the player that we have been told he is going to become. And I just like Benny Howe down there at number 7. He gives you that option, and we're going to see him with the ball later. We're going to see some of those 57 varieties we've been told that he's been cooking up over the close season.
David Payne to start things off with the ball, left arm round the wicket. That's a delivery that will swing away from the right-handed James Vince, go through to the keeper, and a dot to start the over and indeed the innings. They can't afford many of those, Hampshire, because the pressure is on with this big total.
Brings a certain amount of fear and trepidation when you see James Vince practising that little airy waft through the offside, doesn't it? Many an England fan will be on tenterhooks here.
Payne to Vince. This time it's connected with, driven hard, good stop at cover point. They'll get through for 1, and it won't be any more than that. So 1 for the first couple of deliveries. And that equation looks a daunting one, isn't it? 67 from 29 here in the Quarantine Cup.
Well, you start needing about 2 1/3 a ball, and every ball that doesn't go for a boundary just sees that rate climb up and up and up. David Payne coming over the wicket to an Iron Donald. I like this move.
Donald, who made a real name for himself for Glamorgan years ago before the move, working the ball off his pads. It goes square of the wicket on the leg side. At least one, it will just be that single as James Vince sets off initially and then decides against taking the risk. And again, it's just the 1 run, still waiting for that first boundary. This is a good start with the ball for Gloucestershire, and George Hankins at the control.
Really great fielding as well. I've got to say, Gloucestershire look every inch a better side in the field, don't they? Hampshire dawdling a little bit, not really on it. Gloucestershire mustard keen.
James Vince waiting, big swing, goes through to the keeper. And it's another dot ball. And Vince looking a little bit frustrated out there as he can't quite find his timing. And suddenly that equation just leaps up again. 65 from 26 as Payne moving in round the wicket to the right-handed Vince, who's swinging hard, and it goes through to the keeper. And that might be signalled wide by the umpire. It was on the margin indeed. The umpire says that it is a wide, and so an extra onto the total.
Something to watch out for, Henry. There's a deep third man and a fine leg. Fielders up inside the circle. I'm expecting this to be full. Well, let's say short, I was going to say, but no.
It is full, and it goes into the leg side, and it's going to be 6. And that is a much-needed boundary for Mason Crane and Hampshire as it's whipped away off the pads from James Vince. What timing that is from the England man. Of course, a World Cup winner in 2019. And the Hampshire captain just settling a few nerves in the Hampshire camp.
What a shot that was. He's got 127 yards, which everyone at the AGS Bowl will know will mean it lands probably on Simon Mann's car in the car park.
Ideally speaking, it would be Simon's. Next delivery is a length ball which goes through to the keeper. Big swing and a miss. But there's an appeal very late from Payne. It's given. The umpire says it's a wicket, and I have to say, Daniel, there wasn't much conviction from behind the stumps, and there's a little bit of a sheepish look from some of those gathering. I wonder if they'll review this. There is one review available indeed. James Vince makes a signal. What's your initial reaction?
My initial reaction was he got nowhere near it, and I can see why Vince is baffled, discombobulated. What will Edjo tell us? Vince batting well outside off stump, and I don't think he's got anywhere near that. There's nothing on Edjo. There's a good concerted appeal, got to say. Very, very impressive stuff from Hankins' men there. We have a look on hotspot, and, well, there may have been a slight brush. I don't think it's even brushed. Has it a bit of pad or even a bit of thigh there?
Now, the only thing here that might cause confusion is there's a little mark on the outside edge of the bat. We can see the ball hasn't passed the outside edge. It's very much gone through the inside edge. Also, we can see James Vince has very hot trousers by the looks of things. It's gone past the inside edge. It has flicked that pocket. I think that is where the connection is, just on the stripes of the trousers, but there is a mark on the outside.
Oh, you're
edge.
joking.
Oh, it's an unbelievable decision, surely from the third umpire as Vince departs for 7.
Well, I don't know what to say about that. I think Vince will be absolutely disconsolate at that, as will Mason Crane. I don't think he did a great deal wrong there, but Hankins is, with the strength of his appeal, he's just managed to convince the umpires that that's out, but I think Vince has got a shocker there, and of course they've only got the one review. That is it for Hampshire.
And you have to say that the DRS system brought in to try and take away the howlers, but that seemed to just create another one.
Didn't it just? Now what have we got here? We've got a fine leg and a third man and a deep cover, so I think Taylor's going to go short here.
Jerome Taylor to an Aaron Donald.
Yep.
Delivery that's driven outside edge down towards that wide third man. They'll run through for 1, but it'll only be that single. 10 for 1 is the score, 58 needed from just 24 deliveries as the pressure is ramped up by Hankins and Gloucestershire.
3 Taylors, of course, in this Gloucestershire side. They like to have the same name. A number of Graces used to play in the 19th century for Gloucestershire, didn't they?
Taylor comes in, short, wide, swing, miss, and it goes through to the keeper. It was missed out on, you have to say. An opportunity for Riley Rousseau to get moving, and he's failed to take advantage.
I like that. He's kind of hung that outside the off stump, but he's got a deep cover and a third man, so he's got a bit of cover for himself out the offside boundary.
Remains 10 for 1. This has been launched into the leg side. There's no fielder in the deep, and no fielder would be able to stop that because that's gone sailing into the crowd for 6 runs. Good connection from Rousseau, and time and again in this innings and this game, we have seen deliveries that have been on that leg stump very full being punished and hit way over these big boundaries, it's got to be said, square of the wicket at the Aegeus Bowl.
Well, he's just not bowled to his field there at all, has he? He's got a field set in the offside, and then he's straight onto the pads of Riley Rousseau. You cannot do that. 137 yards. That is immense from the tall South African.
51 needed from 21 as Taylor bowls a length delivery, worked into the leg side, and the keeper is tossing something up in the air, and the celebrations have started. Daniel, talk me through this one.
Well, do you know, I think what's happened there, he's got a thick edge to the keeper. A little bit of an optical illusion for us, but he's gone for a swing at that, as Rousseau, and that has gone flying through to the keeper, who flings it in the air with absolute delight. James Bracey didn't do much with the bat for the first baller in Gloucestershire's innings. He's picked up a crucial wicket. It's the second one to go down. They are limping badly here, Hampshire, in this clash between the two unbeaten sides. It's definitely George Hankins' Gloucester who are well on top. But Sam Northeast, who's fresh from his own call-up to the Lions squad. I once shared a swimming pool with him in Hong Kong. Lovely chap, highly erudite.
16 for 2. Make of that what you will. 51 needed from 20, very full, clipped away, nice timing, that'll be 4 runs, racing away to the ropes. And Sam Northeast, fresh from the dugout on a swimming pool date with Daniel, is up and running with a lovely little clip off the pads.
Almost a hairless chest, I can report.
20 for 2 is the score. 47 needed from 19 deliveries. Sam Northeast waiting. 4 from 1 for him. There's a big swing, doesn't get anything on it. And it's collected by Bracey, and there's just for a moment a little bit of excitement as they see the bails light up. The Park square exit.
Well,
They're not going to review this, sure.
They've got one in the bag, you know, and with 2 down, a wicket here could be absolutely crucial. I wonder if he's going to risk it. No, he's not. So 20 for 2. They're still massively behind the rate, though, aren't they? 47 required from 3 overs. And Case Ahmed coming into the attack. I love this guy. I love a bit of wrist spin. And the pace off, especially the Aegeus bowlers, got to be the way forward.
Attacking field, that wide slip in place, but no fielders in the deep straight. Where will the batsman look to go? There's a tiny heave into the leg side from Donald, and it goes through via something to the keeper. A little bit of chaos, but in the end the net result is 47 needed from 17 deliveries, and the score remains at 20 for 2. Donald waiting, 2 from 3, driving hard, in the air it goes, could be a catch, is a catch, there's another wicket. Hampshire find themselves 3 down. And Case Ahmed gets the acclaim of his teammates as that wrist spin weaves its magic.
Well, that's held up, I think, a little bit on the pitch. He's threw the shot there a little bit too early for my liking, Donald, and he's chipped the easiest of catches. Got to say, the fielding has been very solid from Gloucestershire. And Iron Donald has to go, just picking up a couple of runs. 3 down now. And, well, they're in the last chance saloon here. What have we got? 27 more runs to get off 16 balls. That's pretty much 3 a ball. It's going to have to be boundaries all the way. But Liam Dawson, he can bat a bit. Let's have a little look at this move here.
Dawson waiting, driving, in the air the ball goes. Could be a chance of a catch. It's another one. Celebrations in the covers because it's 2 and 2. And Case Ahmed can enjoy this moment because he knows that Gloucestershire are on the brink now against the unbeaten Hampshire side. It was dropped a little bit short for my money, but the timing wasn't good from Dawson. In the air it went, and running round, the catch is taken, and it is a good catch as well. Dawson gone, Benny Howe takes the catch, and for the 3rd time in this game, a first bowler.
Over his shoulder as well, not the easiest ones to take, are they? But Case Ahmed, he's come into the attack, he's picked up a wicket with only his 2nd ball, then his 3rd ball. He's on a hat-trick. This is thrilling stuff. Can he finish his game off with a hat-trick?
Sam North East watches from the non-striker's end as Mason Crane himself stands waiting, and there's a big swing. They could get LBW shout there. I just wonder if they will go for that review. There's just a moment where they're going to have a little discussion, you fancy. Crane is on strike, bringing himself into the batting lineup, and yeah, they are going to go upstairs. Check what DRS has got to say about it.
Oh, this is what a moment. This is drama, Henry. This is absolute drama. We're going to see a hat-trick to finish the match off. That looked very, very close to me indeed. Crane just playing way across the line. I don't know what kind of a shot that was, really. It's sort of paddling. It's hit him on the full. Has it got just outside the line, or has he even maybe just got a tiny bit of inside edge on it? You see this. Oh, he might have got a bit of inside edge on that, because that ball seems to have deviated just a little onto that front pad. If so, Crane's got away with Moida there. He's put himself up to bat at number 7. I mean, granted, he's got a hideously long tail of himself, Abbott, Lyon, Edwards and Afridi. The curiously selected Afridi. Although, did that come off the bat after it came off the pad? This is going to be a tough one. I think we could be here for a little while yet. Nope, shaking ahead. So he survives. No hat-trick. But
it'll be interesting to see ball tracking. Yeah, here we go. What's that going on to hit? Probably off stump, if anything.
Impact bat. There was a bit of inside edge by the looks of things.
Had there been no bat, it would have been umpire's call, and so as the decision was given not out originally, for all manner of reasons, Mason Crane survives. And where will he go? With 4 wickets down and Hampshire on the brink. Straight down the ground would be the obvious choice, as Ahmed is in. It's a length delivery, played behind square off an inside edge, down towards that fielder at long leg. The throw comes in, and they'll get through for just 1, but singles aren't going to do it. 22 for 4 with 46 needed from 14.
No, they really aren't, and it's a rather limp performance this by Hampshire, and Mason Crane with the bat, you have to say, but take nothing away from Gloucestershire. They have been superb in this match from almost beginning to end.
Ahmed round the wicket to bowl to North East. He's missing, leaving one, which is a bold move considering the match situation. He's batting himself to catch it.
Well, yes, it's hard to tell, isn't it, really? I suppose they're thinking that they can't afford to risk it with only 4 wickets down, but by the same token, needing 46 off 13 balls, the boundary's imperative. But here is Benny Howe. Now, I believe Cricket 19 took 18 years to come out because it took so long, actually, to programme all of his variations.
Here's Benny Howell then. This is a length ball, which is kind of the leading edge into the offside. They run through for 1, and again, it's just another single. Run rate, look at that, 22 needed per over, and this is not the man you want to be facing with all these variations, as you say.
And I've got to say, really delighted with his haircut. In previous years, it has been truly hideous, but he's got a good, respectful haircut. He's Benny Howe.
The North East waiting for Howe, and again, he's foxed by one of these little rolls of the finger from Benny Howe that just, in this format of the game where you've got to swing and swing hard, the margins that you see, those little changes that can make such a difference.
He's put in a lot of work in a close season.
Next ball on the leg side, and it's hit a bit of bat, a bit of body, possibly at North East. Either way, it's a dot ball, and Benny Howell is winning this game by virtue of not wickets, but really good economical bowling. Howell in again, 4th ball of the over, very full, in the air it goes, could be a chance of a catch. It's sailing towards the field, almost directly behind the wicket keeper. Man running round,
Got him!
and the catch is gone. A wicket falls, and is a wicket that sees victory for Gloucestershire. George Hankins makes it 2 from 2 for him. Mason Crane with Hampshire, a first defeat, and a defeat at home in front of those Hampshire supporters at the Ageas Bowl. Again, nothing really went right for Hampshire. As soon as we saw Miles Hammond moving through the gears early in the Gloucestershire innings, well, we thought there could be trouble, and indeed it has proved thus. Catch taken to conclude the game, the ball up there for an eternity, but the catch is held. And it is victory, Daniel, for Gloucestershire.
Absolutely loving that. I mean, that sums the game up absolutely perfectly, doesn't it? Hankins has been all over Crane on the controls. He's even got a backstop in there. That is a piece of captaincy genius to finish off this match, win by an enormous margin, frankly. 43 runs in 5-over cricket is absolutely enormous. That's actually equivalent to 430 runs in 50-over cricket. You can't take anything away from Hankins. But we thought at the start of this match this was going to be a good matchup between 2 unbeaten sides, but at the end of the day, you've got to say Crane has been completely outclassed. Hankins looks like the man to beat. It has been a superb performance from beginning to end. And we just take a look at that scorecard. Hampshire all out for 23. Top score, James Vint 7 off 5. Sam North East scratching around, got beautiful 4 off his first ball. Couldn't barely lay a bat on it after that. 6 balls for his 4 runs. The problem was all at the top, wasn't it, with Gloucestershire and Miles Hammond particularly putting on scoreboard pressure. It's been a superb performance from Gloucestershire. They look to me to be the team to beat, Henry.
Daniel, thank you for your time today. It's been a pleasure, as always. Quarantine Cup cricket and victory for Gloucestershire and George Hankins, as Mason Crane will have to lick his wounds and see if he can pick this Hampshire side up for the next fixture. We'll see you next time with Quarantine Cup cricket.
Mason Crane, leader going into this, but first defeat. How do you feel after that?
I feel robbed. I feel like my team dropped 3 catches, which sadly I'm not in control of. And then the way that Riley got out was the icing on the cake for me. And I lost my head from that point.
Now, you were technically in control. How do you think that dismissal came about? Was it a sudden hurricane that blew the ball back into the keeper's hands? What was going on out there?
Do you know what? I can only describe it as the wicket keeper must have magnet gloves or something, because the ball was well on its way to the boundary, and next thing you know, he's standing behind the stumps 40 yards away with it in his hand. So unless he can run very fast, I'm going to say he's got magnet gloves.
Well, that's quite the accusation. Will you be bringing that up with the ECB?
Maybe not the ECB. The people who made the game, though, absolutely, yeah.
Big Ant Studios haven't heard the last of this. Is that what?
No, I'll be writing a very strongly worded letter.
Well, in spite of that, it was a good performance with the bat from George Hankins at Gloucester. So you can't have too many complaints that he emerged with the win today.
No, he batted really well, actually, and to a point I didn't really know who to bowl or where to bowl it. So, fair play to him. He obviously, I actually saw him this morning online putting in loads of practice, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, that'll be me tomorrow. I'll be putting in practice.
So George Hankins of Gloucestershire taking Mason Crane down a peg or two. Mason have won 2 games, but you've gone and produced an emphatic victory there. You must be feeling great after that one.
Yeah, that was really nice. Nice start with the bat from Miles Hammond. Gave us a great platform to get a really good score with the bat.
Mason is probably going to be disappointed with his fielders. Dropped a few chances. That must have helped get you to the score that you managed.
Yeah, that was quite frustrating for him. Luckily for me, I had three opportunities, 2 Miles Hammond drop catches, so that was a bonus for me. But I'm sure he'll be having a chat with his players about their catches. 2
wins out of 2 for you, though. Looking very strong. 1 more and you'll be into the semi-finals. That's a great way to go.
Yeah, that would be nice. Dan's a very strong opposition for Warwickshire, so that'll be a tough game, but semi-finals would obviously be lovely. But yeah, just take 1 step at a time and see what happens in the next go.
Fully appreciate the cliche, even in a game on the PS4.
That's just about all we've got time for in the Quarantine Cup today. A quick look at the Group 1 table before we go. Gloucestershire and Hampshire level on 4 points at the summit. Tomorrow we're back for more action, 7 o'clock on thecricketer.com and the Cricketers YouTube channel. Nottinghamshire and Tom Moores against Essex and Jamie Porter. We're all looking forward to that one. Until then, goodbye.
Cricket, our national treasure? Or dying irrelevance? Bodyline, tactical genius? Or national disgrace? The 100, inspired innovation? Or misguided mistake? Join the cricket conversation with a subscription to the Cricketer magazine.